welcome back to another Axel 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another interview. I'm here with William Howe. William, how are we doing?
Spot on, bud. Spot on. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you very much for coming on the channel.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Lovely stuff. So am I right in saying you're a heavyweight who's just turning over to being a professional boxer now?
Yes. I've just turned over this year.
Okay, brilliant, mate. Grand. Well, get straight into questions which I always like to start off with, and that is, why did you start boxing?
I started boxing, I think 9-year-old. 9-year-old I started. I went with a few friends. Boxing wasn't a thing on my mind, really. It wasn't something that I was going to do or be trying to be anything at, but I've just obviously took to it. I went with a few friends. All of them have obviously stopped now from 9-year-old, and I've just carried on throughout the years throughout boxing.
That's brilliant. Starting at a very young age, which is always something that you want. And so, do you remember what happened in your first amateur fight?
I boxed in the Doncaster Dome. I boxed a lad called Jake Hassel or something like that. I won unanimous. I think I gave him 2 standing 8 counts.
Okay.
And that was possibly coming up 10 years ago now. That.
Wow, that's brilliant. And I suppose recently the heavyweight division, you've been seeing a lot of big names come through. And so, was there any kind of big names that maybe have now gone on to do something a little bit in the pros that you maybe beat or you fought in the amateurs?
There's loads. I mean, I haven't fought them. Obviously, the thing is with the heavyweights, there's all different age groups, and as we were coming through, and obviously seniors, some people turn over early, some people turn over, have a few years at the seniors, and then turn over. So obviously the amateur game's a lot different to the professional game, but obviously there's a lot that I've been around with and sparred that are coming through now. And as you know, the heavyweight game in Britain is absolutely flying at the moment.
Indeed it is. And just to kind of speak a bit more about your amateurs, I know you had quite an extensive background, and so what would you say was your biggest achievement from the amateurs?
Biggest achievement? Probably my Europeans. Got to be my Europeans. Definitely my 2 European bronze medals. Just because it's such a difficult thing to win when you're out there, and it's such a hard achievement to make, because when you go abroad to these other countries and when you stay in, the food's not the best, it's warm, some of the hotels aren't the best, so you've got to make everything work, and you've got to be eating all the time, you've got to be keeping everything proper, so it's quite a hard thing to do, really. I think to win a European medal on like a world stage in the amateurs.
Definitely. And I suppose to link towards that, like, did you have any kind of maybe decisions that didn't go your way or anything like that, especially maybe fighting abroad, and in the amateurs it seems to happen quite a lot?
Yeah, I've had a lot. I've had a few of them now. I've had a lot. Probably my worst one was in Russia. I boxed in the Europeans 2018 in Russia, first round. Got beat, split decision in Russia against the Russian, who went on to win boxer of the tournament. But I still, to this day, I still argue that I won that fight. It's on YouTube still, but I still believe I won it. I thought that was one of my worst decisions, but when I look back, I think I was boxing a Russian in Russia, and as a heavyweight, it's pretty much impossible to win that fight. It's one of them, you've got to knock them out to get a decision.
Definitely. And I suppose maybe that might be one of the reasons, but overall, what's the reason why you've decided to turn pro now?
Obviously I'm with Peter Fury, and it's a great opportunity to be down in that camp. It's fantastic. So that is one of the reasons. And I just feel it's the right time. I feel I'm young. I feel like, as a young lad, I feel like I'm still willing to learn. I'm not set in my ways yet. So I feel this is the time now to sort of turn over and learn these professional ranks and learn the professional game, really. I know a lot of people say you could still have another 4 or 5 years as being an amateur, but you've got to stick in them 4 or 5 years in the amateurs still. You've got to train hard, watch what you're eating, watch. So I feel like the profession, obviously it's the same with the professional, so I feel like this is the time now to turn over, because I'm doing a lot.
Of course, and you mentioned the fact that you have been working with Peter Fury, and so just for anybody out there who kind of don't know, first of all, how long have you been working with him, and secondly, what kind of things have you been learning from him?
I started Peter. I met Peter last year. I met him a few years before that. I went down and sparred Huey once, but I was out sparring with Huey last year for his Michael Hunter fight. That was last year, end of April to early June, before it got postponed. So I've been. That was just sparring. So I started working with Peter from about August last year. So we've done. I've been there coming up nearly a year now. Been working with Peter, but Peter's bringing to my style. I feel he's keeping my style, but he's adding that sort of hand defense. I'm a front foot fighter anyway. I'm come abroad, but he's not. I wouldn't really say he's trying to work on my boxing IQ in terms of be stand up, jab, move around, because that's more amateur. He's more getting me to set my feet, hold my ground, and sort of just get into that pro style. Slow my work down, slow my work rate down, not throw as much. Think more. Stand off. Don't have to throw 1,000 punches to try and win the round. Sometimes you can take your foot off the gas, but as long as you've still got that work rate of catching the shots, not switching off and getting hit.
Definitely, that's great to hear. And I suppose just for the moment, as you are just turning over, what would you say is your current motivation?
At the moment, I'm expecting a little one.
Okay.
I expect a little chat. I'm expecting my first, so obviously I've got to say the baby. Now it's all for the baby at the moment. So this is for their future now.
Of course, congratulations, man. And I mean, you've got to start somewhere, and you're starting on a very high stature with a July 1st fight on the Savannah Marshall versus Franchon Cruz DAZN undercard. And so overall, how's preparations been going for that?
Been good, brilliant. We've been in camp since March. Sparring picked up in April, so we've been training a long time now. So my preparation's going well. I've got a long way to go. I can't really say I'm at the top of it. I'm at the bottom of it in terms of prep and fitness and how my learning's going. It's going pretty well, but I've still got a hell of a lot way to go, and I've got a lot more camps to do to practice on where I want to be, really, to where I want to be in this journey.
Of course, and I mean, you've gotten on this Sky card for your debut, and how much of an honour is it to be able to fight on such a big card for your debut?
It's the biggest honour you could get, fighting on with Savannah, fellow North East fighter, fighting to unify the division, super middleweight, as being a world champion. So it's an absolute honour. Obviously, it's a massive card anyway. I'm really looking forward to being on it. I don't think it really get any bigger than that, really, for me as a pro. And when I tell people, like, that's massive, that's absolutely huge. And you don't really, I probably won't take it in as much till I'm there doing it, because I'm not focused on my camp and my boxing at the moment. I haven't really stopped to think about it, but it is such a massive opportunity, and I'm going to take it with both hands.
That's great to hear. And for anybody who's not ever watched you fight and might be coming to this upcoming fight of yours, what would you say makes yourself interesting as a fighter?
I'm entertaining. I'm there. I sit on the chest, and I'm money for tickets, really. I'm really money for entertainment, I should say. I'll sit there and I'll fight, and I give it my all. I'll give it my 100%. And if that's not enough, I'll give it 110%. I keep going, I keep chopping down, keep shutting. I'm not one of these people that'll say I'm a fantastic boxer in terms of flashy and float around the ring sort of thing. I'm more of a sit there and have a fight sort of fighter, but with this boxing IQ that's coming in, I'm a bit more catch your shots, reactions, and look a lot better now, look a lot tidier, I would say.
Okay, brilliant. And I mean, of course, we've touched upon the fact that the kind of domestic heavyweight division is in a good state at the moment, with a lot of fighters being about. And is there any of them matchups that maybe a little bit further along down the line you'd like?
Obviously, the division's massive at the moment. There's so many heavyweights that you could name now that are out there. Obviously, there's Johnny Fisher, all these, Johnny Fisher, Matty Harris. There's all these coming through, and we're also similar. But I'd like to meet everyone. I'd like to meet everyone. I want to fight everyone. I want my saying is I want to be remembered as a great fighter. I want to be remembered when people look back in time and when they see you go, you know what, he was a great fighter and he'd fight anyone. I think the thing with the division now is a lot of people duck and dive and it's a lot about this and money and this. But for me, I love this sport, so I want to give everyone for what they're paying, what people pay. I want to give them the entertainment, and I want to meet everyone. If that's who they want to see me fight, that's who I'll fight. If they don't want me to see them fight them, I'll fight the person who want me to see me fight. That's my sort of thing. How I look at it.
That's brilliant. That's the attitude I want to hear, man. And so I suppose you've kind of touched upon this already, but how far do you believe you can go?
With Peter, all the way. If with Peter, he's fantastic. With Peter, if you told me to jump off a cliff and I could fly, I would do it. Do you know what I mean? I believe I can go all the way. I've got a long way to go. I'm not going to be world champion by next year. I wouldn't say that, or the year after. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of development. But I believe I can go all the way, and I believe with Peter and the training we've been in camp with Howe and watching all that. Fantastic, and watching how Savannah copes with the camps, and I believe I can go all the way. I've got a great camp down there with people who have been there doing it and doing it again and everything like that. So I believe I can go all the way. Really, I don't see why not. I've got the attitude, I've got the dedication, I've got everything that I need. So I don't see why not.
Definitely, that's amazing. And so I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
A big shout out to all my supporters coming down to my first fight as an amateur to the fight now, to my first professional fight. Massive thank you to all them. Massive thank you to all my sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. And a big shout out to anyone joining the Balboa crew.
Indeed. Well, best of luck for this upcoming fight, man. Maybe a little bit further along down the line we can come and have you back on.
Yeah, be brilliant, mate.
Lovely stuff. Okay, well, if you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do like the video, and thanks for